everybody. Thank you for tuning back into my channel. Can you believe it's month number 5 of my journey of trying to lose weight, get fit, eat healthier, doing intermittent fasting? Well, yes, 5 months. I shared with you last month that I lost a total of 14.5 pounds. Actually, 16.5 pounds. Sorry about that. This month, I don't have much good news for you. I stayed the same. I didn't gain, I didn't lose. And I know why, and I'm going to share those reasons with you. I'm only about 1.5 pounds away from my goal, which was 113, but I am going to make a change to my goal because I am noticing that the closer I get to my goal, the harder it is to maintain the weight off. So, I was battling this 1 pound back and forth all month, but I was also not a very good girl. When I looked back at my calendar, remember I told you to chart the days that you cheat? Because you're really supposed to be cheating only once a week. But if you eat junk and stuff like that during the week, write it down in your calendar so you could see where you're messing up. When I went back and I looked at my calendar, I had 14 cheat days. I was only supposed to have 4 people. I had 14. Well, it was Thanksgiving, so yeah, but that's only one day out of the month. But I was also celebrating all kind of things, and I had 14 cheat days. So no wonder I didn't lose any weight. I know what I need to do better now. I just need to adjust, make some changes, and keep going. But what I am going to do is I'm going to lower my goal weight from 113 to 110. Not because I'm not happy the way I look. I am happy the way I look. But I did tell you last month that I bought a pair of pants that are kind of tight around the waist. They're still kind of tight. I also want to give me those few pounds of buffer for those fluctuations that we go through when we eat too much or eat too much junk, or certain times of the month where we weigh more or less, whatever it is. I just want to give me those few pounds so that the actual weight goal that I had of 113 stays solid. So that's what I'm planning on doing as far as my weight, goal weight. It will be 110. I highly doubt I'll go lower than that. I don't think I will look good, and I am Spanish. I like my Spanish curves. I don't want them to disappear, and that's part of my culture and part of who I am. So I'm not going to lose a whole lot more. I was happy this month also because I donated all my bigger clothes. I told you last month I was going to donate it to an abuse shelter. I did. They were very, very, very happy. So I no longer have any of my chubbier clothes, only the new clothes that I have bought. And if I am to gain all the weight back, which I don't foresee myself doing because I have a plan, and I'm also going to stick to my plan, I'm going to get stricter with myself, then that shouldn't happen. But there is no doubt that the hardest part is going to start now, which is maintenance. It's easy when you start something new, and you stick to it and you see results, and you keep going, just like I have the past 5 months, and I've been able to see a lot of good results. But the hard part now is going to be sticking with it and continuing this pattern and making it a lifestyle. That's going to be the hard part. All right, so this month what we're going to talk about is my reward system. I think it's very important when you're doing something that's difficult, whatever it is, getting a master's degree, losing weight, whatever. It's good to give yourself little goals. We do this in school all the time with students. If we want them to change their behavior, we put them on a reward system of some kind. Usually it's a treasure box with toys or candy, or spending time with the teacher, just rewards in the classroom, sitting in the rocking chair. They love it, and they will work hard for those rewards. I think we need to give ourselves rewards also for our achievements. Now, this goal that I have of just a different look, I gave myself 1.5 years because Look how slow my gray hair is growing out. I just cut off about 4 inches. I'm just trying to rush the process along a little bit, but you can't rush nature, all right? So it's painstakingly growing out slow, but I like it. So far, I like it. I'm happy with it. And if you want to see those videos, they're on my YouTube channel too. I have a whole playlist for that. So it hasn't been easy just doing everything that I'm doing. Trying to lose weight, trying to exercise, getting up early in the morning, fasting till 11 every morning. It hasn't been easy. But the highs for me this month is seeing the reward. And the reward was all that weight loss that I had. Now, I'm not going to give myself little rewards along the way because I don't need little rewards, but some people do. So if you're the type of person that you really won't do things unless you reward yourself, give yourself a reward for every 3 pounds that you lose or every 5 pounds that you lose. What I'm going to do is give myself one reward. But it is a big reward, and it is a reward that I like a lot. Last year, I took some salsa classes to dance salsa, and it's social dancing. It's a lot of fun. The people are super funny and happy, and it's good exercise, a great social outlet as well. And it wasn't very long-lived because I was very busy doing other things, so I would only go sporadically. But what I would like to do, the reward that I would like to give myself, the big reward, and I'm talking about a year and a half from now, when I say I am done with this transformational journey and this is how I'm going to look, or this is not how I'm going to look if I change it, then that's when I'll give myself that reward. And the reward is this: 1 year's worth of salsa lessons and sticking to it and going 2 or 3 times a week. And that's going to be a little bit of an expense. So I do need to try to save up for that and plan for that. But that would make me very, 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 very happy. So that's going to be my goal and my reward. Think about rewards you could give yourself for achieving different things. It's very, very important. So last month, I told you that the change I was going to make was I was going to research some channels on YouTube that do the HITT exercises, HITT, which are shorter intervals of very high intensity exercises. And we talked about how we don't want to do that for a very long amount of time because it could actually raise your anxiety level. And so I'm only doing 5 minutes. And I did find one channel that I'm going to recommend later in my review. But I did do that. And I did do the exercises. What I did find was this. I'm usually at work by 7:30 in the morning, which means I get up very early. I get up at 4 to do all the stuff that I do. And I find that I enjoy going on the treadmill, especially now. I mentioned this a few videos back, this bamboo book holder. I love it. And I'm going to, again, put that in the show notes with a link if you want to buy one for yourself. Because what I have found is that I get so excited to read my book. I'm reading a very inspirational book right now. And in the mornings after I do the stuff I got to do, I get very excited about going on the treadmill to read my book. And so whatever it takes to get you motivated to do what it is you want to do and for your goals and what you want to achieve, do it. Even if it's a little expense, I've gotten a lot of use out of that book holder there, and I get excited. So what I found was that I don't really enjoy the HITT exercises. First of all, they're exhausting, they're painful to do, and I don't really like it. But I did find one channel, and I will talk to you about that in a little bit. But I did do them. Did I notice a huge change? Not really. But I know that those exercises are good for toning your body, so I will continue. All right, another change I'm going to make this month is I'm going to up the speed on my treadmill. I was walking like at a 3.8, 3.9, sometimes 4.0, but I'm going to up it to 4.2 because I notice when I'm at 4.2, I'm kind of struggling. And you kind of want to raise your heart rate. So I'm going to try that for next month every day that I go on the treadmill. Now, I did have some highs this month. The high I had this month, of course, is buying the new wardrobe, wearing my new clothes. That's been very exciting. And I did have a couple of lows. One thing I noticed that I was doing, I told you I had 14 cheat days. But what I started to do, I started missing all my breakfast foods because I wasn't eating them anymore with all this intermittent fasting. So what I would do is I would come home and instead of having dinner, I would have like what I would normally have for breakfast. And then on top of that, I would have dinner. So I'm kind of like sneaking an extra meal in there. And that's probably why I didn't lose weight as well. And so that's not good. If I allow myself to do that, I will maybe 2 or 3 times a week, but I was doing it every day, which meant I was drinking more coffee and just eating more carbs and stuff that aren't really the best for you, because I like bagels and waffles and just cinnamon toast and whatever. Or I'll go to Panera Bread and I'll get me a scone with a coffee. I love that. Love to go there and just read and chill with a cup of coffee. But that's really not the best diet that I want to have. It's not the healthiest. So that was my low. The epiphany for the month that I had was, I noticed, and it took me a while to notice, but when I would be on the treadmill, I would get distracted. First of all, I'm a person who, I consider myself a content creator, so I create a lot of content, and I have over 700 notes on my phone with a lot of information on each note. So as I create content and I think of things, I'm putting it on my phone or I'm writing it somewhere. I have so many pages spread all over the place of just notes and content. And what I found that I was doing was that instead of focusing on being on the treadmill, which I normally put something cool on YouTube, something inspirational, I'll hear a preacher that I like or an inspirational message, or I'll read. Lately it's been reading, not hearing messages. But I found that I get distracted because I'll think of something I want to write down that I think is amazing. I'll jump off the treadmill, I'll go get a pen, I'll get a notebook and I'll start writing, or I'll get my phone and I'll start typing. So what am I doing? I'm standing still, I'm not really on the treadmill. And I would do that, I don't know, maybe 8 times in the 40 minutes that I was on the treadmill. And I finally caught myself doing that. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change that. And I gave myself a little rule. I'm going to have everything ready on the treadmill. I'm going to have my phone. I'm going to have a pen. I'm going to have a notepad. Whatever I could stick behind that book, I'm going to have it there. So once I get an idea, I want to do it. You know, the only time I could get off, and I'll let myself do it one time, is to drink water. And that's it. And I think that's going to be a good rule. That's going to definitely get my heart rate higher, and I'm not going to be fooling around and just goofing off, because you lose minutes that way and you don't even realize it. So that was my epiphany, and I am confessing to you guys. All right, let's see. What else? The struggle is real, guys. The struggle of weight loss is real. Food is a comfort to many. I'm going to be doing one of these YouTube videos on food, using it as medication, medicating ourselves with food. That's going to be one of the topics. By the way, as you can see, this one's the last one. And after that, you guys give me ideas of things you want me to talk about regarding intermittent fasting or exercising. I could research whatever you want and bring you information, plus my personal experience with it. But next month, we're definitely going to talk about food, because it is a struggle. And I used to really use food as a medication many years ago, you know, especially when I was going through some very hard times. I never got into drugs, never drank alcohol. That was never my thing. And even though I have friends that have, I never did. But my drug of choice was food. And we'll talk about that more on the next video that I do. But fun fact, let's talk about a fun fact. I was hearing the radio the other day, and it mentioned exercise snacks. Ooh, exercise snacks, that's interesting. Remember how they had us doing small little meals, 5, 6 little meals in order to be healthier and lose weight? Well, it's kind of the same idea, little exercise snacks throughout the day. And they're saying that if you exercise for 5 minutes every hour, that you could really like ward off diseases. That's pretty amazing. 5 minutes every hour. Anyone could walk for 5 minutes. It'd be hard to do it every hour unless you time yourself. But just little spurts of exercise here and there really add up to a lot. So if you have the kind of schedule where you can't get up at 4 in the morning like I do and just do it in one long stretch, then have little exercise snacks. They say it works. Hey, I believe it, people. All right, for the review of the month, the channel that I liked, it is called Group HITT, GROUPHITT. And I will put a link to it in the show notes so you can check it out. What I liked about it was that the exercises were difficult. It's just, no fanfare, no show. It's just a woman doing the exercises. And there's no sound, but there's a little timer. And I like to hear music, the music that I choose. So, I like to listen to like Lindsey Sterling, the violinist. So I will put that on before I start doing the HITT exercises. And it shows the countdown with the timer. The only thing I don't like is that the lady doesn't rest with you. So they say in between each HITT exercise to rest for 30 seconds. Well, she just goes on to the next one because it's just like pre-recorded little segments. So I have to be pausing my timer to catch my breath and rest for 30 seconds, and then by then she's off to the next one. So that's the only thing. But it was really my favorite one. And I looked at about maybe, 15 of them. And that one was my favorite. So that's the one I'm going to promote. All right. I also started doing some jump roping during the 20 minutes that I'm doing the strength training. And I include that in my HITT exercises. Because if you really go fast with with a jump rope, you could really get out of breath. All right, I talked about my highs, my lows, my epiphany. The fun fact are the exercise snacks. My review is the Group HITT, and then of course I'm really liking that bookstand. Hey, get it. If it helps you, get it. All right, guys, let's go ahead and check this off. And we completed 5 months of this. This is great. Oh, inspirational thought or quote. Let's see. Inspirational thought or quote. I'll just say take one step at a time, guys. There's a quote by Dr. Martin Luther King that says, take one step. Don't look at the whole staircase. Just take one step. And that is so true. If you take little steps and you don't give up, you just keep at it. Just like I have these 5 months of not eating during between 16 hours. I have been faithful to that, except once a week I haven't. When I say I had 14 cheat days, I don't mean I had breakfast 14 times that month. What I meant was I ate junk. But I have been faithful to the fasting part of it, 6 days a week for 5 months. And I'm hoping that it could just become a lifestyle and I could continue to do it, because I have a sneaky suspicion that if I start eating breakfast again and not fasting 16 hours, that I'll gain all the weight back. That's a very good possibility, and I don't want that to happen. And by now it has become a habit. Some days are easier than others, But I'd rather do that and have some liberty to eat junk here and there, because I do like junk food sometimes. We all do. And instead of, you know, having a very strict diet and counting calories or counting points with Weight Watchers, this to me is a lot easier and a lot more manageable. All right, guys, that's all I have for you. I hope you enjoyed this segment of what I'm doing, and leave me some comments. Please let me know if you're enjoying these kind of videos. Give me a like, give me a share, and absolutely hit the subscribe button, and also the little bell notification button so that you know when I upload these videos. I do have some other videos in the works and different playlists that I'm going to create. One is going to be on abuse awareness. I also started a life coaching playlist where I'm going to talk about different topics, as well as teacher reflections. I homeschooled for 13 years, my 3 kids, and then I've been in the public school system in the classroom for 5 years, and completed a year of subbing also, so that's 6 years, and now I'm doing some subbing here and there as well. So, hey, I have a teacher's heart, and I will always have a teacher's heart, but I am going to do some videos to help that segment of society too, because let me tell you, to be a teacher in this society is probably one of the toughest jobs on earth, and I'm not kidding. It really is. If you know a teacher, give them a hug and thank them for what they're doing, because it is a daily stress, unbelievable stress, and a lot of other things that come with it. And what would we do without our teachers, right? So anyway, thank you for watching. God bless you all, and I will see you next month. Bye.